Not this again. But anyway. Oh, the destroying the barracks thing again. What would you look like, Arthas? I'm really talking about the HD textures and whoever made this shit. I'm gonna kill you.
What trickery is this? Mal'Ganis! I don't know how you survived, but
Calm yourself, Prince Arthas. I am Tychondrius. Like Mal'Ganis, I am a dreadlord. But I am not your enemy. In truth, I've come to congratulate you.
Tychondrius is kinda meh.
By killing your own father and delivering this land to the Scourge, you have passed your first test. The Lich King is pleased with your enthusiasm.
He's kinda meh.
I've damned everyone and everything I've ever loved in his name. And I still feel no remorse, no shame, no pity.
I thought I recognized this Arthas version, Death Knight
Forged by
version,
the Lich King and
somewhere.
empowered to steal souls. Yours was the first one it claimed.
Then I'll make do without one. What is the Lich King's will?
The cult of the damned must be rallied once again. Many of the acolytes have been in hiding amongst the populace. Once you've rallied them, I will give you further instructions.
Well,
Finally, this is more like it. At last, Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
at least he's better looking than the last time.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. At last.
And I like it better.
This is more
I like this one on Arthas better.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
Must be.
But these ghouls are kinda cute? I don't know. Where are these ghouls, man?
What is it now? Finally. At last. No one orders me.
Okay. We are literally trudging through the ashes.
Tread lightly.
Greetings, great lord. Our master, Kel'Thuzad, told us that you would come.
Kel'Thuzad? How could he have known it?
Be wary. If the townsfolk see your undead minions, they'll call the local guards to stop you.
What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
If you lose a goal, reset, okay?
Tread lightly. No one orders me around. This is more like it. At last. Finally.
Prince Arthas, arm yourselves!
What is it now? Tread lightly.
Cannibalize?
No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers.
You too, cannibalize?
Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
Must be.
I'm gonna kill the guards first.
Tread lightly.
Okay, this will take me another hour. God damn it.
No one orders me around. This is more like it. What is it now?
Yeah, another hour.
This is more like it.
Just looking for items and shit.
Speak, fool.
What needs revealing? I go unseen.
Leveling up.
Speak, fool.
Yeah.
Frostmourne hungers.
Why so?
What is
The Frostmourne is so heavy.
at last.
You have only 12 attack speed.
Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
12 attack speed.
At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. This is more like it. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. I'll make sure.
Captain. Captain. Kapitan.
At last.
Must be. Must be.
No.
No one orders me around. At last.
That was really close.
Tread lightly.
Must be.
What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. Speak, fool. No one orders me around. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
My sight is yours. Let's see.
What is it now? At last. Now, Frostmourne. Tread lightly. Finally. Finally.
I shall be your eyes. All shall be revealed.
No one orders me around.
My sight is yours. I'll look into it. I'll look into it. All shall be revealed.
Speak, fool. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. No one orders me around.
Must be.
Tread lightly.
No, I still didn't know that patrol can be shift queued. Or not.
What is it now? This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Speak, fool. Finally.
Yeah, but if you interrupt it, it will break its rhythm pattern.
No one orders me around. Ah, at last. Tread lightly. This is more like it.
How could you murder your own father?
You need to kill them.
What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Speak, fool. No one orders me around. What is it now? Tread lightly. No one orders me
Alright,
around.
I want you to kill.
Frostmourne hungers. For the Lich King.
Undead! Sound the alarm!
Speak, fool. This is more like it. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers.
See?
At
And
last.
there's still one night.
Finally. At last. Finally. This is more like it. Your pain shall be legendary.
What needs revealing?
Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? No one orders me around. Tread lightly.
The dead have risen again. Guards!
Must be. Must be.
Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. This is more like it.
Wait, there's a
Frostmourne hungers.
human in there?
This is more like it. At last. Finally. This is more like it. At last.
It sounds like it's not actually riderless.
Speak, fool.
It has someone.
No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. This is more
Weird.
like it. At last. Finally.
Okay, 2 nights again.
Finally. Faithless coward. What is it? This is more like it. You will know endless torment. Tread lightly. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. At last.
Help! The undead have returned.
Must be.
Tread lightly. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. Speak, fool.
Must be.
Tread lightly. Finally. Finally. At last. What is it now? Speak, fool.
Must be.
It's because I want to kill everything. Or kill the hostile ones. Because the civilians are obviously neutral.
No one orders me
And sometimes you cannot kill them all.
lightly. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
Must be.
No one orders me around. Speak, fool.
Yeah, including static towers.
What is it now? Ah, at last. Speak, fool.
Must be.
Tread lightly. Frostmourne bastard. More like it. Finally. No one orders me around. What is it now?
Or can I get health stone on the 3rd level? Yeah.
Speak, fool. No one orders me around.
Must be.
Tread lightly. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
Make way.
No one orders me around.
Must be.
Tread lightly. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last.
So I'm killing the guards first before I do the obvious objective, the obvious quest.
Speak, fool. This is more like it.
Yeah, and I really like to do that stuff. How silly of me.
What is Tread lightly. No one orders me around. This is more like it.
Oh.
Finally. At last, Frostmourne hungers. At last, this is
I'm in
more
luck.
like.
These graves were dug recently.
Arise, in the name of the Lich King. Finally. Speak, fool. At last. Frostmourne hungers.
Your pain shall be legendary. I live only to serve, great lord.
Tread lightly.
What of
Finally.
healing?
This is more like it. Speak, fool. This is more like it.
The dead have risen again.
Frostmourne hungers.
Guards!
At last. Finally.
Faithless coward.
You should burn in hell.
What is it now? Finally. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. This is more like it. Finally.
The dead have
Frostmourne
risen
hungers.
again. Guards!
At last. What is it now? Now, Frostmourne. Finally. Speak, fool. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
Must be dead. Was that? Must be dead.
No one orders me around. For the Lich King. Finally.
Who's that? Must bleed. Must bleed. Who's that?
Speak, fool. This is more like it. Ah, at last, Frostborn hungers.
Yeah, cut these trees.
No one orders me around.
Be careful of the thing that you are facing.
What is it now? This is more like it. Ah, at last, Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly. Finally. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
Oh, there you are.
Tread lightly. Speak, fool. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
Ugh.
No one orders me around. No endless. For the Lich King.
Okay.
What is it now?
Gauntlets of Ogre Strength.
Ah,
Not
at
too shabby.
last. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
Oh man.
What is it now? This is more like it. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. At last.
Now I got what I want.
This is more like it. Finally, Frostmourne hungers.
The damned
This is
stand
more
ready.
like it.
Help!
Frostmourne
the undead have
hungers.
returned.
Your pain shall be legendary.
At last.
You will know endless.
Kill them all!
No one orders me. Speak, fool. Tread lightly.
Must be.
No one orders me around. Finally. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. This is more like it.
Captain.
What is it now? At last.
Must be.
Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now?
My life for
This
Nessie.
is more now, Frostmourne.
I'll make sure you suffer.
Frostmourne hungers.
What's that?
Tread lightly.
The
At
undead!
last.
Sound the alarm!
Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
The
My
dead
life
have
for
risen
Nessie.
again. Guards!
You betrayed us all. Faithless coward. I'll make sure you suffer.
No one orders me around. Tread lightly. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
Seriously? Invulnerable?
Speak, fool. Finally. At last. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. At last.
Mercy, my lord.
Frostmourne hungers.
Yeah. It's
No one orders me.
evil and very funny.
Finally.
My life for Nessie.
Finally. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
Invulnerable.
At last. This is more like it.
The child is invulnerable.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
Say your
at last.
How?
At last.
Run!
Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Now, Frostmourne.
You will know endless.
Must be.
What is it now? Speak, fool. Finally. Frostmourne hungers.
Oh, come on.
This is more like it. Finally. At last.
Come on.
No one
My
orders
life
me
for
around.
Azul.
What the fuck?
Tread lightly. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Ah, at last. Your pain shall be legendary. Faithless coward. For the Lich King. No one orders me around. Finally. Frostmourne hungers.
The damned
This is
stand
more
ready.
like it. Finally. Ah, at last. Finally. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Faithless coward. What is it now? Frostborn hungers. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Finally.
I live
This is more
only to serve.
No one orders me around. Tread lightly. For the Lich King, I'll make sure you suffer.
Must bleed.
What is it now? Now, Frostborn. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
My life for
Frostmourne
Azul.
hungers. Finally. Ah, at last. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Finally. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. This is more like it.
Help!
You will
The
know
undead
endless
have returned.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
I bow
Finally.
to your will.
Ah, at last.
Help!
Frostmourne
The undead have
hungers.
returned. I live only to
This is
serve.
more like it. Your pain shall be legendary. Speak, fool. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Tread lightly. Frostmourne
Mercy, my lord.
hungers. Finally.
I bow to your will.
Your pain shall be legendary. Finally. For the Lich King. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. This is more
I
like it.
live only to serve.
Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Speak,
I
fool.
live
This is more
only to
like it.
serve, great lord.
Ah, at last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This
I
is more
live
like
only
it.
to serve.
Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally.
The damned stand
At
ready.
last, Frostmourne hungers. This is more
Help!
like it.
The undead have
Stand
returned.
ready. Finally, this is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers.
You will know endless torment. Now, Frostmourne.
Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
Faithless coward.
At last.
I can't really control my
last.
breathing.
This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally.
I can
This is
hear
what-
my
At
breathing
last,
all
Frostmourne
the time.
hungers. Finally. This is more like it.
I'll make
Help!
sure
The undead have returned.
At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
22.
This is more like it. Finally. This is more like
my
it.
life for Ner'zhul.
Frostmourne hungers. At last. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
For the Lich King. Inventory is full.
Finally. This is more like it. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. This is more like it.
Now, Frostmourne.
At last. This is more
The
like
damned
it.
stand ready.
Well done, Death Knight. The cult is nearly assembled.
Lordaeron lies in ashes. What good are these cultists to us now?
They will aid you in your next undertaking.
And what's that?
You will go to Underhall and recover the remains of the Acolyte's former master, the necromancer, Kel'Thuzad.